Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watching, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen folks, there's a link tree down below. Has links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there, follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages and turn that notification bell on so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Now with that said and done and put to the side, I'm going to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets preseason victory over the Atlanta Falcons 24-16. Jets got themselves a W, but let me tell you something. This was a tough game to watch, baby. It was a tough game to watch at first, I'm not going to lie, okay? Now, I'm going to start at the top. Before we really get into the players, let me tell you something. I'm going to keep it all the way real. Watching this game from the first, from the very start, salutes to all the Savages that joined me on the live stream because we watched it together. We had a lot of fun. The Atlanta Falcons came out with a sense of urgency that I feel like the New York Jets just didn't. And again, I know the Jets, we were sitting our starters because we practiced against the Falcons and we didn't want to, take the risk. And guys had worked out real well, during our practices with the Falcons. I get that. The Falcons also rested some of their starters too. But it seemed like the guys that were going out there, even though there were a lot of players out there that are vying for positions on this roster, that are bubble guys, that are trying to put things together so that they can make a case for, hey, keep me on the New York Jets. It seemed like a lot of those guys, early in particular, just were ho-hum. There was no sense of urgency. They were out there just kind of sleepwalking, not really, putting things together. And it just seemed like they were just going through the motions. Like, okay, we're just here. Let's just get this game over. And I didn't like that. And I felt like there should have been more of a sense of urgency on the New York Jets side. And we saw it on the field. We saw it kind of play out because, again, the Falcons came out. Even the Falcons coach, Arthur Smith, was all over Falcons players for any small mistake that they made. You could see it. They would pan him on the sideline. He would be going off. And let me tell you something. Mariota had a day against us, especially early. 6 for 10, 132 yards, a TD, and this was just in the first couple drives that he was able to get. Let me tell you something. Bryce Hall was giving it up. I love Bryce Hall. Everybody knows that, but he had a bad game. Mariota found Pitts early for a 52-yard bomb. Pitts beat Bryce Hall just clean off of a double move and took off, and he 52 yards. There was so many guys running wide open in our secondary. It was just crazy. Fursker, one of their players as well for the Falcons, one of their tight ends, he's running around wide open as well. Easy bomb, 39-yard gain for him. Like, it was crazy. I mean, it was just ridiculous. But we've seen this before. We saw this in the first preseason game where there were guys kind of running wide open, miscommunications. And again, the Jets did not have all their starters in, but there were some starters, particularly in the secondary, some guys that are going to play quality snaps for us or guys that are going to be starters. So it's like, what is going on? It just seemed like guys were just running around out there, and that just was not good to start the game, right? I didn't like it. I didn't like what we saw. We also saw Bryce Hall get beat for a touchdown too. He also had a bad penalty in this game as well, and he got beat for another catch. It wasn't a good day for Hall. And I know he's competing for that number one corner spot, and he's a good corner. We saw it last season, but he's just got to clean this up going forward. One bad game, I'm not going to let it define him, but this game was not good for him at all. So you look at the offensive side of the ball, we were pretty much dead there as well. Mike White was 12 of 17 for 90 yards total. He had a scoring drive, which was Zerline's field goal, which was a drive that he had early. So it was bad on the Jets side. We were really sloppy as well. Lots of penalties. We bailed the Falcons out of a lot of, third down plays where they weren't able to convert. Times we get off the field, they got a penalty and we're able to continue to extend their drives. I remember there was a face mask penalty that helped extend the drive for them as well, for one of our defenders. It was just really sloppy football. The New York Jets ended that game with 11 penalties for 104 yards. Like, it was crazy. The Falcons were penalized pretty heavily too. They had 13 penalties for 121 yards. I mean, flags were flying, but we were playing really sloppily. We looked like we were just sleepwalking out there, and the penalty flags were flying, which is not good for us. Now, that was the first half, okay? Things just wasn't looking good. It was kind of a snoozer to watch, all right? But then the second half comes, They put in Chris Streveler in the third. And I don't know what it is about this Streveler guy, all right? But the second he gets in, things just, boom, immediate energy. It's like he just gives us a spark. And all the struggles that we were having, he just kind of turned around. Now, again, he's playing against, maybe the third, fourth string guys, maybe the later end of the second string guys, third, fourth string guys, but he was putting some things together out there. He went 8 of 11, 119 yards. He had a TD throw to Cager. It was a 34-yard TD, and Cager got on in there. That Cager guy as well, continuing to making plays, a guy that's continuing to put his name in the hat to make this roster. I know he's a tight end right now. He may convert back to wide receiver, but he's a guy, I'm telling you, that is making big plays. And he was able to connect with Cager. He also had an interception in his game, a ball that he threw to Mims. It got kind of taken out of Mims' hands. I thought it hit the ground, but on the replay it didn't. Tate was able to, Brees Tabor was able to get the ball and, try to take it back the other way. He ended up getting brought down. But he also led another scoring drive as well, Chris Streveler, where P. Ryan capping it off for a TD. So let me tell you something. This kid Streveler is looking good. He also got out the pocket well and ran the football well, too. He had 33 yards rushing. He led the New York Jets in rushing as well in this game. Like, this Streveler kid, I'm telling you, is really playing well. And I want to see if next game, if they put him in earlier, right, and allow him to play against, maybe the higher competition in the last, upcoming preseason game, and see what this guy has, because every time he comes in, he provides a spark. And he's kind of a dual threat, too. He's a guy that can take off. He can utilize his feet to run. He's also got a solid arm. He can get the ball out. He finds guys, and he makes decisions very quickly. And when he whips it, he whips it. Like, he can really move the ball. So I like what he does. Also, we were able to get back in the game behind Streveler and some of the offensive plays that he made. But the thing that really kind of capped it for us and got us to 24 points was Anai, our linebacker, was able to sack Franks, the Falcons' backup quarterback, sacked him. He lost control of the ball, picks it up, takes it back the other way for a 30-yard TD return. That was huge. And again, this is Anai, another linebacker guy that's pushing to make this team. So good plays. After that half, we came back, Streveler came in, everything just kind of turned up and turned around. And you could see that the energy was picked up. Another guy to make big plays in this game too, Marshall, our defensive lineman. Man, that dude had a big play. He had a sack, then he turned around on the next play and blasted a Falcons player that was trying to be a receiver for a screen. He just destroyed him, and that just continued to energize the Jets sideline. The Jets team just popped up behind him. He was just fired up. I'm telling you, after the half, it was just a different game. But before, we were just sleepwalking out there looking dead. So let me tell you something. There were some guys that really stuck out. Cager, again, 65 yards and a touchdown for this game. Tariq Black had 4 catches for 47 yards. He actually left the game with an injury. We'll see what's going on with him. Mims had 3 catches for 43 yards. Garrett Wilson had 3 catches for 15 yards. He just looked really good early. He made a really kind of acrobatic, reach over catch. It was really good. And again, the guys defensively that stuck out, Marshall and Anai, made some big plays. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about this football game? What are your thoughts about the New York Jets? Who is a guy that you look at that's on the roster bubble that you think, could have kept himself alive by his performance in this game? Comment down below. I want to go back and forth with you folks. You folks have a good one. Peace.